Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we're looking at Team Mauler. So we're going to get into our soul stones, go ahead and knock those out. Hopefully we get some Mauler heroes here, which unfortunately a light bearer. With our second stone, we unlocked Gwyneth, which is good for the light bearer team. So 2 elite light bearers right off the bat. We're going to go ahead and use all of our soul stones that we've been picking up through the campaign, been picking up through the daily quests, and also our Rare Mauler cards, which are nice. Look at all those Maulers. That's what we were looking for. Mauler team only got 40 cards. I was really pushing for the 80 cards, but unfortunately, as the luck would have it, I didn't get them, so we are at maximum capacity. Again, going ahead and doing the auto ascends here, making sure we're not doing the smart ascends because we want to make sure that we are getting all of the heroes up that we want to, not just the ones that they're kind of picking for us. So here, not much help. We got 1 Mauler there. A couple of coins, a little more essence. So we'll get into summons. Hopefully we can pull some Maulers. Hasn't been very good luck with the summons as of lately. As you can see there, we pulled 1 with the goalless. We do need quite a few rare cards to really make this team happen and catch up to where the other teams are. We're back to maximum capacity again. So we'll go ahead and get all of them up in the Ascensions. And we do have a Mauler card on the table, so we're guaranteed at least 1 Mauler, which would be nice. Hopefully we just picked up Savius there. And our first elite, who is the twins. Not too bad. Would have absolutely loved them on my main account, but having them on the Mauler's account, they could find their usefulness here and there. So let's go ahead and get our Mauler card on the table. Hopefully we're looking for, I'm not sure, maybe a Sophia or a Warwick. Not too bad. Haven't used it very much. I hear really good things, especially with the signature item. So let's go ahead and get our team up. As you can see, we have a ton of rare cards that we pulled, which is very nice. So we got to see who we can get up here, which I do have a couple copies of Sophia. Sophia is the one that I've really been focused on. I know she is one of the very top tier Maulers, as well as one of the top tier signature items. Her signature item actually increases the damage, her overall damage, I believe, up to 140%. So as her signature item gets stronger and stronger, it allows her to do more and more damage at a faster pace. So people have said that when the SI signature item is getting plus 20, plus 30, that it is super strong. We're going to go ahead and take off the Maulers here, which I'm not too worried about the other factions on these accounts. So it looks like we have 5 copies of goalless, so that's not going to be enough to get what we need done. We'll be able to get quite a few, which we do have 1 of the Spider Queen. So let's go ahead and get her up. We'll get a couple of elite copies of her. Got to make sure that I do this smart. It always wanted to ascend all the goalless, which I didn't see the reason, especially because I already had a copy of her. So it would have shorted us even and 1 additional copy if we wouldn't have gotten a copy of her. And I'm trying to save all of my ascended heroes. We can go ahead and get a double goalless up because we need some more elite plus. All the ascended heroes I want to save. I don't want to fodder any of them. So it might take a little bit longer in the faction team, but once I get them up to where they need to be, we will be good. So we have 2 copies of the Spider Queen. I'm going to need 1 more. It looks like 1 more elite plus here. So let's see how we are going to make that happen. We have 1 Savius there. So we're going to be 1 short, it looks like. We're going to be 1 elite short, so we might have to go search in the shops, maybe even pick up a card to get this done. But I'm thinking with goalless, as we could use Savius, we'd still be 1 elite short. Let's see. Because here we have 5, we need 6 to get the double elite to elite plus. Then we would be able to get her up to use as fodder. So it's going to be a pretty tough decision here on who we're going to get up at this point. I think I'm going to have to have to come up with a couple more rare cards here, it looks like. Because we do need one, so we have... If we get one more rare card, so if we got a double copy of Savius, we could get him up there. Let's see, which we should get another scroll there. Might have to do... Yep, that gave us enough for another summons. And there's a goalless. 2. So we got 2 more rares. So we're going to need one more copy of somebody to kind of make this happen. We're one food short. So there we have another spider lady. I'm not sure if that's who I need, which those are just more fodder. So we actually need 2 of anybody. So we didn't get the best pulls there. So 2 of anyone will give us our rare plus, and that's what we need, is one more rare plus to go ahead and make this happen. So let's see what our options are here. Merchant shop, which nice, 180 from getting the daily. So let's go ahead and summon those. And we got a Savius. Very nice. So we would just need one more Savius, and we will be able to get another rare plus, which I don't think Savius is in here. I have the spider lady, which I might have to buy 1 or 2 blue gems, which I really don't want to, but might be the only way. Or I do have him. I have goalless in the shop. All right, so I'm thinking it might be time to maybe do some individual summons if I can just get one more Savius. Because I'm not going to, if I buy a spider lady, a spider queen, I'm not going to have enough. If I buy a goalless, I'm not going to have enough. I'm still going to be short for the team to get them up. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do some individual summons, which I believe it is Mauler Day. So I might just go ahead and use a couple. I have 4 attempts at getting a Mauler. So let's do a single summons, which I highly recommend never doing a single summons, which a blood snarl doesn't help us at all. Let's go for number 2, which another blood snarl doesn't help us. We need a very nice. All right. So that will work, because with 1 copy of her, we'll be able to buy another copy. That will give us enough to get our legendary food. If I would have only pulled the other 40 Mauler cards, this would have made it way easier. So we got her up to Elite Plus, so we'll be able to use our goalless here. And then we'll go ahead and use our last 3 to get our Elite Plus for our final piece of food. Very, very excited we made it happen. And don't be afraid to buy them. I mean, if it's looking at getting a hero to Elite Plus, or even Legendary Plus in this case, or even Mythic, it was worth using the food. So I got to make sure I do this right, make sure I get the Spider Lady up, and then go ahead and use my other food, bringing her to Legendary Plus, so she will be our new food. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get Sophia up to Mythic, finally. And I do have enough copies of her. If I had probably those other 40 cards, I could get her, so I'm not going to use more food, because I do have, I believe, a double copy of her that would have taken her to Ascended, but I'm going to save it because I need 1 more Legendary Plus. All right, so let's go ahead and get her signature item up, because we finally unlocked it. So now I believe everyone except the Graveworn team has a hero that is Ascended, so we are going to level up her Falling Sun ability, which is her ultimate. I believe now the cap at level 3 is 680 damage, 680% damage. I know it does take a little bit to cast. And then signature item, 1% of Sophia's total damage output is increased up to another 140%. So when you look at the stacking buff and why her signature item is so important, the longer that she's in the battle, she gets up to 140% bonus damage on top of the 680% that her ultimate's doing, and she does have her Scatterbolt, which stuns the heroes. So just super, super strong signature ability. or signature item with her staff. Let's see how far. I think we can take it to 15. I think most of the heroes I've gotten their signature item to level 15. So if you look even there, crit is going up, hit points are going up, attacks going up, defense is going up. So she is going to be a lot more difficult to kill and do a ton more damage. I'm super excited to see her. I can't wait to see how much damage she's doing. The relics, I know that's not the choice relic for her, but I do like her signature item coming out quicker. And then her ultimate ability, which we finally unlocked the final phase, maximum orb damage raised to 660% damage at full. So what it essentially does is a massive AoE damage after it focuses up for a couple seconds. When it hits the ground, the impact usually kills whatever it hits. At this level, I don't think there's anything that can really survive a full 660 damage impact. So let's go ahead and we will begin pushing the campaign. We're on 13-18. I'm hoping with her signature item, and I like the same placement. I put her in the very top left. That way she can keep her DPS there. And also with Brutus being the tank that goes immune, is she'll have the ability to get her signature or get her ultimate ability off quite a bit quicker, because the tank's not going to be dying, just as you've seen there. And once her signature, or once her ultimate ability hit the ground, as you can see, it killed everybody, which is the intent. So as long as I can keep her up long enough to get her ultimate ability off, I believe we're going to go pretty far. And I do love her Scatterbolt. Her 30 signature item ability, it turns her, I believe, her normal attacks to Scatterbolt attacks. So the Scatterbolt actually not only stuns, is it breaks off and hits other heroes for additional damage. So it actually breaks into, I believe, 2 or 3 pieces. So at 30, her regular attack becomes Scatterbolt attacks, which is kind of crazy. Not only that, is when you're looking at Nemisu or Kasos, she is buffing both of their attacks as well. So just a super solid hero. And let's see exactly how far we can push in the campaign. And I like having Kasos up front, just because Anatandra, as you've seen in the last couple battles, not only there does she go to the back line with her ability, leaving the front line kind of exposed, but she has a tendency to die all the time. I'm not sure if I need her signature item, higher, unlocked Mythic Plus, but she has a tendency to just absolutely get destroyed when it comes to the front line. And Sophia's doing a ton of damage. Like I said, as soon as she hits somebody, she got 5 kills right there. And as soon as she hits somebody, they just instantly die. Especially with that ultimate ability. And even here, I believe Brutus and Kasos are both getting their ability. They're both kind of inside her little pyramid. I wish they'd put a little different effect to it, or a little glow or something. Just that way I know. And again, 5 kills right there. And I'll make sure in the later stages, I want to push her a little bit, get to where the heroes do have a little bit more health, and I will show you the damage that she's putting out. This, I don't think, is very indicative of the damage, because if you look, even there, they were, I think, dead before her ultimate ability even hit them. So her damage is going to be, of course, skewed quite a bit lower, just because a lot of the targets are dying before she can get any of her damage or her ultimate ability off. And some of them I actually started firing earlier, because you have to look out for, like Veden went back bat form, so it actually didn't do anything right there. So if I could have just fired off a bolt a little bit quicker, I could have taken my target right out. We are just pushing straight through this campaign. I love the buff that she brings. There goes her ultimate ability. Let's see who it hits. I think it's going to go top, which target was already dead again. That's why this isn't a very good good show of her ability is most of the targets are already dead by the time that her ultimate ability gets there. But she does have the Scatter Bolt, which does a lot of damage, and even just her normal attacks seem to do quite a bit. And there you go, all 5 kills. As soon as her ultimate hit, took out all 3 targets that were remaining. So I can't even imagine her again with SI 30 and being ascended. And there she got 4 kills right off the bat. And I think this is going to take out the 5th. So I can see her being super overpowered. If the frontline tank can live, she can do so much damage. And with this combination of the Mauler team, she does have the life leech ability, which here comes the ultimate, just takes out everybody. It's almost like deja vu when you're looking at the battles. So here, even you got to be a little more careful because you know you're going to have a Brutus, possibly whirlwinding, or the ultimate ability is not going to hit him because he's immune at this point. Which there it did. He came out of immunity right when it hit him. So 13-31, again, fighting another Brutus. And a double Chaos, 1 versus 1 in the bottom. I want to see even her survivability when she seems even survivability wise is pretty solid. So very excited that I got her up. 13-32, another boss stage. And Nero, first look at Wukong. Very cool, brand new hero. I'll have to catch his video as soon as I'm done here. Wukong, sounds like a Mauler. 4 kills there, and she just continues to take out. We're almost done with chapter 13. Hopefully we can push through chapter 13. That would be ideal. Again, Anatandra on the bottom. It seems like if she can survive the initial burst, she seems pretty strong, but a majority of the time, she's dead right at the beginning of the battle. And with her being my only agility wearer, she has the best gear that I have. But I do like how she goes right to the back line, but again, she goes to the back line and dies. So I think she might be one to swap out a little bit later, maybe swapping out with Warwick with Chaos, so actually moving Anatandra out. Keeping Chaos in for damage, not so much as a tank. And then swapping out the tank to Warwick or someone else. Might have to try a couple different team comps with this one. Because I believe on the SI level, Antandra is about 5th. And they said even when it comes to burst damages, she just gets bursted right down. She doesn't have enough healing ability to survive. But if it's kind of damage over time or anything like that, she does really well. Burst, she gets dropped. And again, Sophia just taken out everybody, which we are almost through here. Caught up right to the Wilder team. Wilder team stalled at, I believe, 13-40. Lightbearer team pushed almost through the entire 14 chapter. I believe they're just a couple stages from the very end. And Shamir's ult, but we got her down. Anytime Shamir's ult goes off, it gets a little, can get a little iffy. So even Golas with the Scatterbolt, stunning him right up front, makes a big difference to try to carry. Very nice. So very impressed with her her carry. She's taking targets out. I mean, 3, 4, or 5 targets she is getting the kills on consistently on almost every single battle. Here goes her ultimate. Let's see who's going to be up. And again, 3 kills there. All right, so that pushes us to the very last stage, 13-40. So we are almost done with chapter 13. We are into the fully ascended teams here. And hopefully we can pop Brutus's shield a little bit early, because that whirlwind is going to hurt if we can't. Which we got her down. Very nice. So that will sum it up for chapter 13. So let's go ahead and push into chapter 14. We got our $9.99 package there for completing out the chapter. And thank you for the tip, letting it auto progress by itself instead of trying to hurry it along, because that seems to freeze it. The first couple stages in the chapter are relatively easy until you get actually a lot further. I didn't have any difficulties till probably chapter 22 plus. So if we're continuing on like we are, I think I'm going to have to skip a couple of the stages, especially the lower ones, as we're continuing through the brand new chapter. So now they are ahead of the Wilder team. They're far ahead of the Graveborn team. And the Lightbearer team is right at the end of this chapter. So we're starting to catch them, which they are right, I believe, 4 stages before the final stage. So they're on about 1436, I believe. And Anatandra in the bottom just taking a lot of damage even just from one target. But Sophia just taking it down. And it looks like Nemitsu's getting the Sylvana right over at the beginning of the fight, which is good because Sophia's little aura actually nerfs her attack. So coming to the back line is actually good because she doesn't do that much damage when she's in the back. I believe it nerfs it by 40%, if I remember correctly. And then look at the totems that just sit up. So even there, the totem was right in the middle, had all 3 of the opposing team attacking the totem, didn't take it down, while everybody else just essentially killed them while they were on the totem. Kasos went down real fast there. So did Anatandra. This might be a tough one if we can't keep Brutus up. But she takes out all of them. 3 kills right in a row. Savius is another one. That's why I like putting her behind Brutus. Is between Brutus taking damage, Whirlwind, healing up back up a little bit, and popping his immunity. Keeping him up enough to get the DPS that I need out of the back line. So that brings us to 14-8. And again, it's a Mauler team versus a Mauler team here. So fighting the Golas, Savius, Kasos. And Savius is sometimes hard to beat, especially when he's down using his ability in the bottom. He can burn targets down usually pretty quick. And looking at her damage, 1.06 million. Closest to her is 254, which is Nemitsu. So, I mean, she's doing about 4 times the damage that he is on these stages. Not to mention, you know, all the other essentially tanks or damage are doing far, far less. So she is literally carrying the team, doing 4 to 5 times the damage, which is kind of crazy. Anything that when her ultimate comes down, and even that Scatterbolt does a ton of damage. But anytime the ultimate comes down, if she gets the complete cast off, it seems like there isn't a target still that can survive. And Scatterbolt just stunning some enemies. It seems like Anatandra is doing pretty good in the bottom there. And with her ultimate, she does heal up quite a bit. But I think overall, and again here, 803,000 damage. So again, she's almost doing 4 times the damage of anyone else on the team. So very, very cool to see. I know having her at Mythic, so being higher than the rest of the team, and then also having her signature item unlocked. But again, as soon as her ultimate hits the ground, kills everybody. So 14-12. Starting to get into a couple Wilders, a couple Light Bearers here. And we took out Ogi, which is good. He has a tendency to kind of throw everyone around for a little bit. And again, as soon as the ultimate hits, that's pretty much it. 732k, which again, about 3 times the rest of the team. So she is definitely carrying the damage here. So 14-13. And again, with Sylvana in the back, Nimisu will actually drop some totems back there. And it looks like even now, as she doesn't do much damage to Nimisu at all. And I think that's due to the aura that Sophia's putting out. Little Isabel here, but I like how Anatandra goes right to the back line to take Isabel out, which she does successfully. Ultimate hits the top, and stages are going down pretty easy. 21 seconds on that stage. So we are catching up to the Lightbearer team. I did not think the Maulers were going to push this far. I thought they'd probably get through the chapter, but we've already pushed quite a few stages in here. And again, as soon as that she gets 5 kills there. Again, 809,000. So yep, about 4 times the damage. So 14-16. Got to be careful on some of these stages with Isabella, who does major burst damage, and Veden, because if he goes bat form, he has a tendency to take out targets. And I love where Sylvana has always been the problem before, is with the auras, she just kind of sits in the back and doesn't do really much. So just cutting through some boss stages here. A couple more Maulers with a Vark, which a lot of people say that he has super sick damage when you get his signature ability up. So I would like to see him getting some of his damage up in the future. Just because a lot of people have used him, especially with signature item 20+. They said he does a ton of damage and a ton of AoE damage with his 3 bolts. Golas comes to the bottom, which Quesos comes to help out. And look at that. She took Golas like probably 50 to 60% of his hit points there. 859,000 damage there. Again, tough combo with Savius, just because he does so much burst damage, but that's why we have Brutus up there, especially when he shields with the Mitsu's totems, is they do have a tendency to heal him right back up. And 5 kills for Sophia again. All right. So continuing through the chapter, seems like we're getting a pretty solid Mauler team here. Ultimate went off at the top, took out Quesos, took out Golas. And he spent time just killing the totems, so that's okay. So 14-28, again 1.3 million. If that ultimate can hit, it just seems to devastate. So we are more than halfway through this chapter already. Getting through the ads, getting through Vork. Just worried about Shamira's ult going off. Because Life Leech is good, but this is going to be close. Look at that. Took her out. Very nice. With Shamira's ult, because Life Leech needs time to kind of build up. It's not an insta-heal like when you have a Namora ult or when you have a Rowan potion. Life Leech is just kind of the slow and steady healing of the Mauler team. Nimisu's totems do pretty well, but not like an official heal. We are on stage, I believe that was 31. which is kind of crazy. Here comes the alt. We got three team up there and killed them all. Let's see, so that is 14-32, so we are almost done with 14. We'll have 8 more stages and chapter 14's done. So that is a total, I believe that's an entire chapter at this point. I think they were at 13:28 when we started. And just burning through, I mean, a majority of the team is still live. So again, Veden and Savius. Namora might be hard if we're going to have to get her down pretty early. She takes a lot of damage from that scatterbolt that Sophia does. It looks like we'll get the ult off. Yep, looks like we got it. She got the heal off, so hopefully scatterbolt will help. There we go. Uh-oh. Better save it to full power. There we go. Whew, that was a close one. Didn't think we would get that one. All right, Sylvana comes right across. Got some ads coming up. Unless we get, yep. No, killed him as soon as the ads come up. Very nice. With a full team, we should be able to get Shamir down, which we do with the ult. Very nice. 14-35. And a Leica and Ira. Which bottom goes down pretty easy. We got the Whirlwind, the ult is coming up, which should take out a majority of the team, which does take out everyone else. Very nice. All right, so we are on boss stage 14-36. Might be able to close out stage or chapter 14 today. Ooh, but that was a rough start. Lost K-Sauce and Anatandra. So hopefully if Brutus can hold the top, because here comes the ultimate, as long as we can get it. Oh, we do not. That is our defeat. All right, so we push to 14-36, which is awesome. 562K she did there. So let's go ahead and collect up all of our loot. That is going to be it for the Maulers team. 4 stages away. So we are exactly at the same place as the Light Bearers, which I believe we're in 14-36 as well with the Light Bearer team. And look at the gems. Look at the scrolls. Whole bunch of loot there. That was a ton of stages. That was over a full chapter. Let me know your thoughts on the Mauler team. Sophia is an absolute monster, as we know. And as always, thank you guys for watching.